But for now, anyway, it seems like an experiment we all have to be a part of in order to see where it goes, you know. And you've been on the forefront of it. I mean, you were doing when you. A tool for everyday living, you know. Yeah.
And you need that. You really do. Especially because we're all so busy. So much.
This shifts you from being busy to being productive.
Yes.
That's the key.
All right, here we go.
Huge.
That's the
That's a huge
shift.
shift.
Yeah.
Everybody start the live stream. Here we
I
go.
love that. All right.
Now, do you want to keep the live stream going on segment 2, or do you want to cut it? Because it's hard to, if we restart it and stop it. Do you want to just keep it rolling?
You can just keep it rolling.
All right, let's just keep it rolling. Just do. I'm not even gonna stop the recording. Just do one straight stream. Say, you know.
Oh, you want to just do one long video? What
But
you're saying?
cut it in the beginning. You'll say, you know, thank
I'll
you
do
very
my
much.
intro.
Do the intro. Thank you very much. And then you can say, okay, we're starting interview 2. And just roll
Oh,
right
okay.
into it.
And you'll
Put
just
your
cut it
phone
for
up
me?
there. That's right.
Okay, love it.
Just keep it rolling. We're just gonna do 2 interviews, but just keep everything's rolling.
Okay.
All right, go for it when you're ready.
All right. You're watching Moms Matter on Focus TV Network. And if you've been watching these episodes, you know that we're aiming at really helping you find peace and tranquility and intentful living. And so I have Carolyn Mahboubi, who is a life coach, here today to help us understand how to really live an intentional life where we feel satiated in our daily life and what we're doing. So thank you so much for being here with us.
Oh, with pleasure. I love the word you use, satiated. I had not heard that before, but yes, it is about really getting your fill of life.
So a life coach. I think a lot of our viewers out there don't really know what a life coach is. So can you?
I help clients with transitioning through life change, moving the blocks that have stopped you so far from doing it on your own.
And why did you decide to do this? Why become a life coach?
Yeah, you know, my background was actually in fashion, and that's where I was for, you know, a few decades. And for me, I kind of hit rock bottom in my mid-40s in terms of you know, where am I going? What are my next steps? And somebody, a close friend of mine, that would do for me, but it did change my life. And it exposed me to this kind of work where I was, but at the same time, enrolled in school to become a coach. I wasn't sure where that was going to go. And through the years, I have now become a legitimate life. I absolutely have a coach. I actually have 2 coaches. I believe that we should all have a coach. Intensively can end, but you should always have a coach that is there for you, that you can bounce things off of. Coaching doesn't come from the world of medicine. Business people and artists have a coach and continue to have a coach. It's the same for us.
So explain to me how it is. I mean, let's say I came to you and I said, Carolyn, I am in a place in my life where my work and my kids and I'm me.
Yes, complimentary, no strings attached, so you can understand really what a life coach is and what kind of work I do in particular. Because like I said, there are different coaches, and my specialty is transitioning high performance people from one area of their life to another. Okay, so if you have a stay-at-home mom who's ready now, whose children have grown up and who has a lot of time now and is ready to take that energy that she was putting into parenting and maybe start a business, or a single parent who wants to start dating now, or someone who's gone through a divorce and has become a single parent, and you can understand what it is, and so that I can understand whether I can really support you and whether I'm the right coach for just the continuation of the work. Right. You get it, and we move forward.
Well, I mean, I think as mothers, we all go through this time in our life where we're transitioning, and we're continuously transitioning.
Yes.
And I wish I would have known a decade ago that there was such a thing as a life coach.
Yes.
You know, and now the world has changed, and I think what you're doing for people is really incredible because you are
It's not that I know, gathering the knowledge and the information so that I can bring it to my clients in a really focused, distilled way, and we can move forward together. It's a lot of brainstorming, it's a lot of accessing your wisdom, and really professional who does this all the time. Together we can create that clarity, that awareness. And then after that, the second part.
I think life coaching in the 21st century is really the biggest aid for moms out there. I really think that what you're doing, and all her information will be below. You can reach out to her and see how she can help you kind of find your, go into another segment with you right now where you would,
So let's, if you're bringing it into a separate video, give me a separate intro.
oh, well, you told me to segment. I was segmenting.
You wanted to do a second, it'd be a separate video, you wanted to
Separate. I want to do a separate video. Everyone on Facebook Live, sorry, we're going to do a separate video, but you can watch. We're just hanging out.
Don't look at me.
I know. Yeah, we're hanging out. We're about to introduce Carolyn for a second time. Don't leave, because this is actually why we're here today. We had lunch together and she was speaking to me about buckets and how to find your buckets and how to change your life. This is important stuff. Don't leave us. I'm just going to introduce her again for the sake of Focus TV Network, and just tune in. Don't leave us. Can I introduce her again? Are we ready?
Stand by. See yourself.
Ready?
Ready.
All right. You're watching Moms Matter here at Focus TV Network with creating buckets. So, Carolyn, thanks for coming back again today to be with us.
My pleasure, Sharon.
You had told me off the record when we were chatting about how.
Okay, good question. Thank you. So the bucket idea comes from the challenge that all of us have, which is how do we not enough time for anything? And I challenge that by saying, yes, there is more than enough time for everything, as long as we clarify what is important to us. Buckets. These buckets are what is really important to you. So we do a value assessment. We talk about values. It's usually 3, 4, 5 things maximum. And for example, it could be parenting, your spiritual work, fun, and enjoyment. I have 4 buckets. One is coaching, and there is everything that goes into coaching falls in that bucket. So if I'm listening to a podcast, reading a book, getting coached myself, going to school for continuing education, of course, along with actual coaching of clients, goes in that bucket. Another is health and wellness. You know, I run in the mountains, or any, you know, if I'm eating a good meal, or if I'm taking a nap, or all of these things that I go into today. And if ask yourself, what am I doing? And you should be able to very clearly say, I'm depositing in this bucket.
So every day you have your 4 buckets, and every day you've got to deposit.
Never going to be equal. Right. So for sure, one day you might be, you know, depositing big time in your work bucket, but even a 5-minute walk around the block is a deposit in your wellness bucket. Okay? You ask yourself, and it might be a day where really it's very, hi sweetheart, how are you, thinking of you, something like that. Or for me, another one of my buckets is relationships. During my day in a way that is meaningful. The important thing about buckets is it stops you from people pleasing. It stops you from wasting your time. It stops you from stop.
You shouldn't be doing it. That's
Yes.
right. That's brilliant. It really is brilliant. I feel like if you set up your buckets, which since we've had this talk, I've set up buckets for myself.
You have?
I have. I really
Right.
have. And in my mind, I think, wait a minute, why am I doing this? And I realize
It's being really important to me. If I'm having a conversation with someone and that relationship is not giving anything to me and it's not important to me, then I recognize, okay, I'm people pleasing, or I'm doing this out of guilt, or I'm doing this for whatever other reason. And, you know, I phase that relationship.
that we all get invited to so many events and parties and charities, and you look at your bucket list, and if it doesn't fulfill one of those buckets, then you won't go to the party just to go.
Yes.
You just live your life with so much more intention when you have these simple buckets set up. I just love it. I love it. I love the idea. I think
Yeah,
incredible.
it's life-changing. It's absolutely life-changing, but you do have to make a commitment.
Here is Buckets with Carolyn Mahboubi. Really, just that little change in my life has right here on Focus TV Network. We spoke with Carolyn Mahboubi about filling your buckets and living a more intentional life where, yes, you do feel satiated at the end of the day. And we hope to see you guys next time. Have a great day.
For her?
An amazing guest.
Amazing guest.
That's 2 brains is better than 1.
Speaking of social media, she is so
All right, you guys are going to get
big
together a little bit?
Perfect.
on social media.
Do you might know her actually.
Thank you.
Joe, the Italian actress.
Here we go.
Dum,
dum,
dum.
dum.
She is an amazing mom, and
Beautiful. Love it. All right.
thank you.
Thank you, thank you.
I want to say 15 years or so. We'll have to find the angle, but she identifies first as this because
Okay.
you'll find something in common, and she would be a great guest. And
Just on her own?
yeah, her own. And she and I have talked about like doing a podcast together or whatever. But I actually think there could be potential for you guys
Oh.
to do something together
I'd love
because
to.
you're like such a star, and
Oh my
so is she.
Thank you.
And you could play off of each other in a way that I think would be a lot of fun.
Great.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I'll
love
do
that.
that.
Love that.
I'll do that.
Anyone who's inspiring. I love to bring anyone who's
Yeah.
inspiring on this show to
Yeah.
just, put in a glimpse of, honestly, those buckets. You're going to start doing those buckets now, Andy. You're going to tell your wife about them.
You know, I was listening and then I walked away. You said you just created some buckets while you were talking, but then I didn't hear if you actually divulged them.
No, I really made the buckets. We
Did you say
had
what they were?
No, I
What
didn't
would
say
be
what they
your
were.
buckets off the top of your head?
To make this network and the people that are a part of it successful. That's my
So
top bucket.
work,
Work on behalf of others, not on behalf of
service.
myself. Well, I don't know if I call it service, but it's making people like her and even Sharon to some extent successful, so more people can see this show. That's what I need to do. That's my top priority. And then second's Felicia, so we can pass that along there. So that's
So
it.
what's another area of your life that's important to you?
The children, I've got two 18-year-olds that are in college, and their prospects are not, tremendously, they're not professional, so they have no track, they have no career track, so
Kind of clients that I have that I help through transitions, 30% of my clients right now are millennials that have graduated from college and don't know how to go into the workforce. Their parents pay for them because they can't afford it themselves. And then I work also with a pro bono I work pro bono for an organization that helps millennials do that, but they're very like low income, millennials, but same issues. It doesn't matter from one top organization to another, which is creating clarity for them and awareness about really what their next steps should be. And then with the millennials, the piece that I go heavy into comes from being in a college environment that was very controlled. Work, you get an A. And so now they're in the real world where you could do a lot of work, you're not guaranteed an A by any means. And from that belief comes a lot of issues. So once we work through those though, we really focus on how do you create a network? How do you leverage that network? How do you communicate? Why should you pick up the phone rather than text? And when you're sitting in front of someone, what does it mean to look them in the eye? What does it mean to deliver value ahead of time for someone, knowing that it will come back to you? And these are these are what we work on.
Sharon knows my feeling about college. I'm not positive. I'm not an advocate of college for reasons you just said, because they're killing a lot of time. Good news is that high school essentially was college, and high school is, with the internet and everything else, high school is really college. So now college has turned into the time for networking, and so their mandate is to try to find people that they will be networked with after college. But it's it's a confined community, and then if they go into fraternities, it's even tighter. So I'm losing that network effect in some sense. And then now they're in their first years. They got 3 more years to go, and I'm seeing it right now as for lack of a better term, wasted 3 years on Tro, and they're not in a mindset to think about it for themselves. They don't know. I get that. So I'm prepared to. I'm trying to figure out what kind of business. I mean, look at Emma. She graduated last year. She's a perfect example. She didn't know what she wanted to do. Blah 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 blah. I mean, she graduated in the May, and then went to the summer, and then started looking in September, and she was Alyssa Goodman's intern. And then she was here, and then, I told her, and then looked at her editing, wouldn't even, when she came in here interning and she was a blur and everything else, and now she's editing like crazy after a week on the job.
Yeah.
That is an amazing skill she has, and you know, I'm super. The wasting of time. I don't want to have to start this search 3 years from now. You know, I'm not against it to find a form, because I read about and experience a lot of people coming out of college as partners and business partners. I mean, you can make really good network friends if you follow that advice.
So they're in the first, you have twins?
Yes.
Okay. So they're in the without direction and
Yes.
without
I have no reason to
motivation
believe otherwise.
and without,
Well, what would possibly, unless they're professionals? What
but
would-
have you asked them?
Yeah, there's nothing to ask. First of all, their actions would speak louder than words. Their interests would show me, and they're not demonstrating any interest other than just phoning it in like typical regular. I call my kids average. That's everybody's
I agree
special,
with
right?
you.
Everybody's kid's the best. Everybody's special. My wife just goes crazy when I ever mention that they're average. We actually had a
No, you and I are on the same parenting page. I tell my kids, I'm like, you're not special. And they're like, you're,
you know,
yeah.
speaking,
Yeah.
you know, relatively speaking, you know, they would, you know, they'd be rock stars in some, you know, bucket. This, what can I do to motivate them? But I'm not with them, so I don't have I don't know what their interests are unless they show it to me. You know, I'm a stock trader, so I'm teaching one of them stock trading. But yes,
Can I say something very radical to you right now? Do I have your permission?
should I turn the camera on or not?
They don't need coaching. You do. They're going to be just fine.
I don't love to think about it as I talk
with
a
the
big
kind
game, but I'm
of
not really-
father you've been, they're going to be just fine. I can tell
Well,
already.
I don't know if
You,
that's
on the other hand.
I don't know if that's, you know, they're gonna be fine because, you know, they have some sort of a cushion, so to speak. They don't have to be, you know, worrying about this. or
No,
that.
not because they have the financial cushion. I can already tell. I can already tell that you have been a very present father. I can already tell that they went to college and you're projecting forward and your, you know, anxiety about the process are making it difficult for yourself.
I actually don't have that. I was just responding to your question about the bucket list, and, you know, if I were to have to choose a second one, that would be it. But I am not stressing over it. I am not. I actually think I'm deficient. I'm the one who's letting them down because I should be doing more for them.
Oh,
I'm
no.
not.
Clearly it is. Even though they're off to college, you're still very engaged.
I have a
in-
Still has
12-year-old
it,
daughter
yeah,
as
he
well.
still has a
Oh,
daughter.
okay. So
Who's
you have
having
your
severe issues, by the way, which I'll let you know.
At
since
Geffen?
Yes.
Why?
Because there is a math teacher there, average student, my
Yeah,
kids,
yeah.
running in the family. There's it's a small school, Geffen, on the west side
I
here.
know it well, actually.
Right, and they
yeah.
only have, you know, the 7th grade. I mean, the
Yeah.
school just started last year. And, you know, they don't have a deep bench of teachers. They hire, you know, one of each. They have 2 math teachers, and then she's in the math teacher, and this guy's a hard teacher. Great, you're allowed to be a hard teacher. And, you know, the first test, you know, she got an F on it.
Yeah.
All right. You know.
The good
but
news
it
is
never
it's
counts.
only up from there.
But that's an F. You know, the administration, the teacher, before even delivering the F to the student, should speak to the administration saying, this kid got an F, I'm gonna tell the kid he's getting an F, and then, you know, you should tell the parents this kid's getting an F, because either your kid needs more help, or, you know, listen, I know it's a new school here, here's my suggestion, anytime my kid does anything, positive or negative, that's out of the statistical line, you know, I wanna hear about it. I don't wanna say the teacher stinks or anything like that.
Yeah.
And then they said, okay, and let me check into it, and they checked. I don't know if that's true or not. Of course, I don't believe it, but I mean, I do believe it. I just have no statistics that the administration can check
Yeah,
it.
yeah.
And so they emailed me about it. I'll take it from there. I'll tutor it out, whatever it is, no problem. They checked it back. Okay, there's some other kids that are doing poorly. You know, we're going to tell the teacher to ease up. I said, I just 3 hours ago sent an email. It's a little scathing email. I mean, that's. I said, hey, you guys are running a business here. If you're going to deliver, I mean, that's not an F. That's like, but, and well, this was response. So we told the teacher again, we said the kid's got a 40 and everything else. The response back was, you know, well, they can get extra help, and it looks like on this test, they're able to do some extra work, and they're going to be able to build their grade up. And I emailed it back and said, that's not the point. You can't give students a 40, okay? If that guy's is playing some sort of teaching game and trying to do something, you can't fail. And then I said, you're going to have a reputation problem here. I don't need that. I'll send them back to wherever I know that could work like normal, and you know they'll you know, I want to go see them and hear them, and I don't want to be that complainer, but I'm saying this is a business issue. If there's people, many kids failing in this class, they're not failing because the teacher's going to let them get grades higher and everything else. It doesn't matter. I said in my
Why?
entire life I've never gotten, you know,
Why
40.
is this a business issue?
Because if they have a rep,
So you
support a
have,
school.
you're
that's-
concerned about
Well,
the
it's a
school
new
as well.
school. It's
Right.
very rare to have a new school.
And you took a chance sending your kid there, so you're invested.
Absolutely, I
Yeah.
took it, but I also know I could leave,
Yeah.
because I can go back to the school that I came from, that's why I did it, because you can't really do it in reverse.
Right.
And I'm okay with that, I don't wanna tell them that, but, you know, it's not like they need me as a customer. But, you know, I don't wanna see the school, they're nice people and everything else, and I don't know that, you know, one teacher, because they don't have a deep bench of teachers, they don't have, the teacher hasn't been there for 9 years, and they probably hire teachers that have great resumes, and those are the hard teachers probably. And why was he sitting there? But they also have to wonder, why are these people available? If they're leaving other jobs, they're already, you know, unless they're overpaying them, there might be a red flag in there on all the people. And so now I want to go see them. And again, I don't want to be that parent saying, complaining. I said, and they're also, to every response keeps saying, well, they have extra office hours and extra. And I said, you told me in the last email that it was a teacher issue. Why is my kid gonna have to go extra office hours to do all this other stuff? Stick her in the other math class, they're all doing fine. I don't want her stressing over this and everything else, and my wife is going insane. I'm, you know, measuredly infuriated, but mostly from a business standpoint, because I just don't think it, because I saw this in the last school. I said, you know, anytime I get to the teacher, why am I gonna go speak to the teacher and say, hey, you know, you gave my kid a 40. Yeah, well, you know, kid's not studying. Got it, right? I mean, what's he gonna say?
Yeah, you're looking at the bigger picture here.
For them, because there's no other reason, there's no other smaller picture. Like I said, if my kid in this class they have, start with that, and if they can excel up, that's great, but don't put her in it. There's only 2 classes, it was a coin flip, there wasn't a mix,
Yeah.
that was, you know,
Just, we were talking about your parenting bucket, and you are,
Ah.
it's obviously,
it resolve itself, it's not a big deal, it's just the administration, I just don't know why they're responding like this, and they don't see it the same way. And that's the part, and because we're emailing, and, you know, we did call them, and they said everything was good and everything else, and then, but I was, you know, and it's not like it's just a, but anyway, anything else on my bucket list is the one. I'll tell you this, and a spiel.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
yeah.
real.
She
Good-looking
came on the
book.
show, and this is one of the nicest cookbooks, comes out this week, she gave me a copy of it.
That's great.
Beautiful.
And
What's her
I
name?
opened it up to, every time I open it up, first of all, I open it up to this, which is, you know, one of those vegetable pasta sort of things, but there's a paella in here, this is Jewish lasagna with eggplant and everything else.
Are you
And,
gonna make dinner tonight?
you know, but the thing about it is that, you know, what
You
the
were looking
genius,
for a vegetarian meal the other day, right? On meatless.
What
I
the
said,
genius
pick up
idea I
forks
came
over
up
there.
with-
Do you have it?
Yes, no, I don't, but yes, I.
what the
I
genius
do.
idea I came up with, and if you wanted to go into this business, she did this on the show and everything else, the pictures are just beautiful, and she's like a regular person, and, you know, the genius idea I came up with was that, all right, if I wanna make this, why can't I just take my phone and scan this code right here, and the ingredients be delivered to me?
Yeah,
That doesn't exist, and we live in a world now that these supermarkets, for whatever reason,
Did
are
you
delivering.
say she worked for Alyssa Goodman?
No, she
No,
did.
no.
yes.
You did, for
Me,
Alyssa,
yeah.
from M Cafe?
What?
Alyssa Goodman of M
Yeah,
Cafe?
yeah,
Oh my God, I was thinking
Yeah.
of her yesterday. Because why did you guys close? Why did she close in Beverly
Oh,
Hills?
at
Do you know?
Cafe? Yeah, I don't really know what happened.
She was just participating.
But that wasn't her,
Oh, was
yeah.
that wasn't
no,
her?
that wasn't
It was
my
just
email.
her, yeah, she was just
Oh, okay.
participating.
But I remember it when I was finishing.
Okay,
with her,
she
that
has
was
a
my
meal
favorite.
now at Gratitude.
Yes.
Yeah.
Put together.
She does, first one.
Yeah, but
But yes, if
Andy,
I
I
could-
love your idea.
How great his idea is that this is the most ultimate, as I'm reading this book, and I'm saying, I'm across the street from Bristol Farms, and I'm saying, you know, I just deliver me all the, whatever you tell me to get, make a deal with Whole Foods or whatever it is, like that, but this delivery supermarket thing is a new thing, it's only been around a couple of years, and you know, you walk in Rouse, they got a big thing outside that says, you know, we'll deliver whatever in an hour. I don't know how they do it. My guess is they do it at a loss, and that's okay. You know, that's the world, they want to do it, let them do it. But nobody has married these cookbooks with, I know there's the meal delivery things that have recipes and stuff like that. You can make it all yourself. They give you like the little,
Right.
whatever the
Blue
portion
Apron
thing
and all
is.
that.
Yeah, and you know, that's a thing, I guess. But this is a supermarket thing, and you know, it says you need olive oil. Well, I have olive oil. All right, then on this, you as a mom, this is a business idea for you. You can just, and I told her, so anyway, she printed the book out, so now what's she gonna do? Well, I said, you can make an insert. She's going on a book tour. I said, make an insert. You know, put a QR code there, make a deal with Whole Foods or Instacart or something like that, and go through each one and see which ones that they actually have the ingredients on. And say,
Right.
you know, and then you can say, hey, you can go to Whole Foods and get these just like QR code broadcast, and then if you scan it, you can buy her dress. All right, that's a thing. I've seen that version before.
You're smart.
But it's, for this, I just want this, right now, I want to make this today, because there's, again, for some reason, I'm not, but the Bronzino here, and she's not a chef, right? I'd love to cook this. And I'm right across the street from the supermarket, and I might not do it. I probably won't do it. Look at all the stuff you need, though, thyme and lemon, and whatever's on top of that, that's garlic. And, it's not laziness.
Great idea.
It's just that's the last mile. So that's what I'm trying to encourage my kids to do and everything else. So that's why I'm not that concerned, because when they do come out of school, you know, I'll put them in business.
But there you go.
I'll go tell them to go on this. And this was our Botox event, by the way, right over there.
Yeah, why is he injecting in her neck? It's freaking me out.
Right? That's called Bellafill, permanent filler.
In the neck?
Yeah, the neck gets old before everything else
And then
does.
this guy,
You don't-
we had cryofacials and Botox guy, and filler guy.
I do the cryo full body.
Right, and nobody, and this is my
Yeah,
kid
it
right
kills
there.
me. I
There's my
can't.
kid right there, by the way.
Yes?
That's it.
Oh,
LMU,
yeah,
right now he's there.
terrific.
Right, he came by to visit, that's
Where
right.
Where does he go to school now?
He goes to LMU.
Oh, okay.
Well, unfortunately, he is not living the college experience.
My daughter is also in the first year of college.
We're at.
Yeah, Michigan University.
My other brother's son's in Michigan.
Really?
Oh. How watch they know each other?
I was at,
First year?
first year, I
Yeah.
was at the homecoming 2 weeks
Where
ago.
did he go to high school?
Buckler,
Okay. Yeah, Layla went to Brentwood.
South, is there a South campus, or, I don't know the names.
Yeah.
He did live in the North one,
Yeah.
now he doesn't, so I know that
Yeah.
he's not anymore.
North. No, before
Oh.
that to settle her in.
Did both. I did both, and
See?
believe me, I'm not that kind of parent. I'm not.
You keep
No,
saying
I am not
that.
that. That is, like, I didn't know how to not to do that.
You keep threatening that you're
I
not a
did
great
not-
parent,
I-
and I'm
I
not
didn't know
buying
not to-
into it.
Well, I'm gonna do that. Well, I did do my wife wanted me to do it, so I did do it. So I won't go again.
He's such a good guy.
Wife,
No,
wife is
it's
another
fine.
bucket. We could tell.
Yes.
Oh, she has her own bucket.
Yeah.
She is-
Apparently,
Does she get her own bucket?
She has her own bucket,
You
right?
know, I literally.
Okay.
You know,
Nobody who doesn't want to be coached ever gets coached, by the way. It doesn't work that way. It's not like something you can throw on someone without, there has to be an agreement. And then, so, yeah.
it might not last the first session. She'll think she's your best friend. She'll talk about who you know together and everything else. She doesn't realize she's there for a clinical reason. So she has some social issues there, but nice ones.
So funny.
But yeah, so that's So
Thank you for all
cookbook
of this.
is the best of when you see this is because it's not anything that's defensible. Anybody can copy it. Everybody's going to do it. So
That's
doing
okay.
it first
If
is
you're
not
the
helpful.
first,
Well, if you're the first,
And-
and nothing has to be
and it's
defensible.
about your
That's okay.
passion.
Yeah.
You're
But could I
not.
retrofit cookbooks would be the best thing I can think about is retrofitting cookbooks, going to this girl here, partnering with her, partnering with Whole Foods and saying, let's retrofit this cookbook. So that is an idea that I am.
Pursue that idea?
I
Is
wanna
that
pursue it.
something?
Yes, I want to.
Is that something you would be willing to do? Put your time and energy towards?
Their time and energy, I'd be willing to finance it, and so
Okay,
I
well,
would
that's good to
finance them
know.
to do, that's what we do, is, well, that's sort of how the network started, about a few days ago. But now I'm gonna have my eyes open for the next thought, their cookbook person in here, and it can be a combination of video, right? Because now I could actually be cooking these things on video. I'm cooking. This is in the book. Just scan here and it'll be delivered to you in 2 hours.
Yeah.
And you can make it yourself. And now you have the video of me making it.
Another thing you can do is you can go to a Whole Foods and a Bristol Farms and to your authors that you love and be that person in the middle that brings them together and then get Whole Foods to pay for the cookbook. And you make money by being that person in the
Go
middle.
you. Right.
Okay, so
That's
there
the
you
business
go.
side.
You're
Bad
welcome.
thing is I'm not good, I am not a good communicator, so that's why I don't do
Oh.
those things. But that's why Jeslyn is the rock star communicator.
There you
in
go.
In my family.
There you go.
That would be,
But that's a
why I'm
model.
looking for the cookbook author that has that skill, that they can do it, because that is what needs to be done. And that is, now I'm partners with Whole Foods, and you're really gonna step in it by you saying you're partners with Whole Foods, or, that's
There you
just-
go.
there
That's how
go.
you do it.
That's how
And then
do it.
you bring in Erewhon and then you look for a
Everyone's even better.
cookbook.
That's
that-
actually a good idea for Alyssa Goodman. Let's mark that down
Yeah,
for Alyssa.
there you go.
We're gonna have, which one?
The one just down here.
Right, so I only went there recently for the first time, thanks to Alyssa. But since like hearing about it, I never
Yeah.
been. And in Santa Monica, they have a new one. And couldn't recognize 70% of the items.
Yeah,
I
right?
wouldn't know what to buy. So I need an ambassador. I need
Yes.
somebody to basically, I need to basically scan a QR code and see a list telling me, this almond milk can help you with this, this, and this, and this,
There's
and
an
it's
app
super
for
good and
that.
everything else. Well, but I want a video person telling me, I don't want to read it, and I want somebody with knowledge explain what the things are. And
Oh, what a great idea.
right, how great would that be? Because that's,
What a great
can you
idea.
believe all this stuff? I didn't know they had regular food too. in
She
there.
does it anyways.
For the record, it's very hard to get in Los Angeles, Manhattan.
The one in Santa
and
Monica is
Chatham. Well, I
amazing. You
imagine
gotta
they
check
have
I
it out.
haven't
everywhere.
been.
It's
to the one in
amazing.
Santa Monica. But I'm just,
Nice
I'm
pictures.
enjoying your, you're so creative.
Well, when your daughter comes out of school in 3 years, depending
Yes.
on her direction that you're giving her or not giving her.
Yes.
You have her look up my son, because then they can partner together, and there you go.
That
You know,
sounds
it'll be
good,
financed,
except for
right?
my daughter. I mean, we come from a
Uh-oh.
family of business people. My daughter, she wants to go into politics.
Aha.
She wants to become a congresswoman. She wants to be. She
Love that.
legitimately
Well,
wants
that-
to become.
I'll be there.
You think like your children grow out of these things? No, she's growing into
Well,
it.
it's
She's
like-
literally studying for it. She's
Yeah.
literally like planning her life around it. And I'm like,
Well,
whoa.
Shireen will tell you that she interviewed a guy who's running for school councilman here, and we also interviewed somebody here who came in and he ran in, for Congress in one of these districts where he lost by a zillion. He got like 10% of the vote because when he's incumbent, thinks that nobody can ever win.
Yeah.
But he goes down as running for Congress, and that
Yeah.
cachet that your daughter will have,
Mhm.
for run, especially with that New York girl winning, now anybody can run and you gotta fill all the paperwork out, but to actually be on the ballot and
Yeah,
run,
that's true.
that is anybody can create that cachet for themselves. I want Wendy, that girl from Beverly Hills. She's a big political person. I was trying to encourage her to do it, but
Did
she's
you get
scared.
Courtney in here?
She's scared she's gonna get shot. What's that?
Did you get the
Courtney?
Beverly Hills, Beverly Hills School Board President?
Yeah, but I just.
But anyway, that just running, and so you should encourage her. If she wins, great, but do it for,
Need anything from me?
okay.
She's like,
But she's gonna need to
where
fill
you
out the
going to school?
forms, but she's
Michigan?
gonna need to fill out the
it's
forms
so
and.
cold. There's no Persian food.
Son's girlfriend is Persian, so
Oh,
you might
yeah?
know her. Yadidi,
Yeah, Didi.
you know her,
Are they still together?
right?
Where is she in school?
Buckley, in senior
Oh,
year.
so
Oh,
she was
she's
a
one
year
year younger.
Yes, and her dream was to go to USC, and I wanted my kids to transfer to USC.
School. It's a great school. I was that parent that I honestly didn't care where my kids went. She is very academic. She would have gone to the moon if it ranked 1 point better than Michigan. Okay, so that's my daughter, I believe in just, supporting people's dreams, and she.
It's all that counts, it's all that counts. Winning, that's, I don't know, winning is good too, but don't be
I want
deterred.
her to
by
have a
numbers,
balanced
right?
life.
Anybody can compete, and then you can say you competed in the beauty pageant. If you win and say you're Miss Beverly Hills, you're Miss that, because we cover all the pageants here, and there is Miss Beverly Hills and Miss Santa Monica and Miss Beverly.
Yeah.
Right? And when you introduce yourself, they say, and tomorrow we're having Ellie Landry, Miss USA.
Oh, yeah.
They will introduce, to get her credentials. If you were to introduce, if I was to introduce her, I would tell her she was Miss Beverly Hills. That word would, if you spent, like, if she was, that would come out, right? And she said, it's so cool. And it's a hokey pageant, it's a nothing thing, it's like
I have
30
another
people.
business for you.
There you go.
I have another business.
We
for
didn't, I
you.
don't remember any businesses yet. All I know is cookbooks and life coaches.
You a
Oh,
mentor
for the
business.
videos, you want two, right?
I'm
Separate ones?
Yeah,
Sure.
they're two separate ones.
I did.
I have a question.
Yeah, it's a really big upgraded system, and I don't know how to do the.
Like when you go on here,
Yeah.
you wanna cut a small, like 30-second clip, you could easily clip it
Yeah.
and you could send it to me. I can't do it on my computer.
Yeah.
Well,
Well, I can put like the mail, and then you can go.
Yeah, that's perfect. Yeah, that's what, you'll send those to me.
And then do our, yeah.
So let's do,
You never call people.
transform.
I appreciate the networking.
Yeah,
Doing
okay.
Skype here, so I
Fine.
don't do one-on-one interviews with you.
And then you'll,
Well, then you do better. You mean face to face. That's even better than a
Thank
phone.
you. More.
I'm talking about people who don't do face to face and they don't call. It's only text or email. And that's our young people though.
That's me too.
Like, that's what I was
Bouquet
saying.
bar, that's another
Exactly.
great business right there, that bouquet bar, that orange box there, really a gift for anybody with bouquet bar, purchase area, that's just come on there.
Andy, will you airdrop me the?
And look, you can see the CNBC in here, last, or 2 weeks ago, we had this little operation, we had, one-man operation in CNBC. They set up shop in
in here, there's 12 people, 2 cameramen, 2 people that watch the cameraman, one sound, they were here to film me, film them. Because they're doing some special on that guy in the blue. And, CNBC, and you'll see that they had,
Why do they come to you?
because they were doing a feature on the guy we were interviewing. And they just wanted to see them in the show.
But I suspect people come to you because you also your setup is just so nice,
Right.
Yeah.
right?
Oh, well, yeah.
I mean, it's our passion. We're gonna do it, very sure, and you are. And of course, we have our beauty events, which is,
Botox in the neck.
yes, January 26th is our next one, Jazz? Is that
Jan
right?
26, yeah.
Jan 26th.
Oh, I
Right?
want them too, honey.
You know so many folks.
All right, you can airdrop it to me too.
Yes.
Well, Andy, it's a pleasure.
Walden, by the way, you better still text your daughter to see if Justin Walden.
Justin
Don't all the Los
Walden.
Angeles people hang together?
Is Buckley about what kids
No.
don't hang? It's a very
I'm talking
interesting
about
thing.
Michigan.
Oh, in Michigan, I don't know, but it's a very weird thing to me. Like Oliver used to always tell me, Brentwood kids are weird. I'm like,
Oh, yeah, that's true.
Those high
They're not weird, but it's.
yeah, they're school, they're high school. You didn't grow up here. Where'd you grow up?
WALDMAN, but it's the same thing, like we had a Roxbury school and it's like,
He's Russian fraternity with.
Which fraternity? Layla's in this sorority.
But they weren't rushing for sororities for the first semester, they were rushing for, what's one
Second.
machine?
Gamma,
Exactly.
Beta,
My
Phi.
kids are
I mean,
I know,
really.
I don't even know how they
This
rush.
woman
I'm sorry.
knows me. My daughter in a sorority, I'm just like, what is going on? She loves it.
Like, I
She
can-
loves it.
Kid loves it too, he keeps saying he's on a jacket on with his, he thinks he's, challenging somebody by not having a jacket, and he goes, let's go buy, he says, Justin, you say you want a jacket, let's go get a jacket and some Timberland boots. He says, see, look, the cryo facial there, right, that's a business now, that's a brand new business, we interviewed the guy that sells the machines, this is one of the guys that bought one of the machines, and there's got a little shop in Venice, 2 machines, 8 minutes treatments, $50. That's our,
My brother has a machine now that does 20,000 sit-ups for you in 30 minutes. I was so excited to go in and try it, and then they told me I couldn't do it because I have a copper. It's called, I know, I was so excited. I went, I'm like, I'll be your guinea pig, and yeah, no. If you have piercings in your belly, or you have I have copper IUD, so I couldn't use it. So.
It's a sweat lodge, and you go in and it's like 45 minutes, and you literally just sit in a bed, and you burn like so many calories. It's like a workout. You just sit there and watch TV.
That's infrared
It's
sauna.
I've
so,
never
it's like
heard of that.
everything.
Oh,
It's
no, infrared sauna.
like all the Kardashians
I have
do
an-
it.
I have an infrared sauna.
Let's see, what is it?
It gets really hot.
30 minutes, if it's hot.
Sweaty.
I'm trying to see what's wrong.
There's now a painless way to do sit-ups, is that a sit-up?
Decreasing fat and increasing muscle mass. Well, it's true. It's called MSOL. It basically eliminates having to go to the gym.
Is it something you buy and wrap around yourself?
No, he does it in the office.
Oh.
Your glutes will contract.
Yeah, I was really excited. I wanted to do it on my butt, to lift my ass. I was like, yeah, it's gonna be good. And then they said,
Isn't that
no.
right? Doesn't
And now we're
sound
getting
like-
inside. I don't like to inject my face, but I'll use that machine. It's non-invasive. I'm like, I'm in. Let's go.
But you do that.
I do Botox, but and then all of January, I'm here like twice a week, but you don't want those dates, so I'll just send them.
My calendar can't take the dates.
I know.
Like I said, I don't think that's, we can take 3 of those for the kids, but for filming, I think 24. And where's, by the way, send me an email the day before with the contact information, otherwise
Sorry.
I'm gonna overbook. Always confirm, you know,
I always
be responsible.
confirm. I always confirm.
Except for this time.
I know.
It doesn't have to confirm about it, obviously, it's not. I love you so much, but that time is probably too late.
Bye.
See you later. All right, DoorDash time.
Okay. I did.
How far did we get? We got right now?
Yeah, I reset it, so now the password
Perfect.
is studio. So, but I have to.
Only 'cause we
I
never
think
got
at
it.
1.
Yeah, well, what time is it now? I'll probably
Do you
not
wanna
get here in
look
time.
through the restaurants?
No, I don't want to look for anything, I just want chicken chop suey.
Okay.
I can deliver fast.
Okay. Asian.
Chicken chop suey and cold sesame noodles, whoever has that gets the business.
Chicken who?
Chop suey. Do they have a search?
And what's the other one you
This is what we're hanging,
I know.
cold sesame noodles.
Old sesame.
So how do you think we should hang this? I had these hanged with nails.
Oh, how to hang?
Yes, I put nails in the ones, hung it like that, but that's invasive. How do we do it non-invasive? It's
for use non-invasive.
Well,
So you don't stick to the.
Oh,
Oh, so this is
Got it.
when I can just put stuff here.
so now you can like
Like
eat it.
versus
You could
the-
get that really heavy Velcro stuff, but
Yeah, sure.
Cokes that can-
Oh, hi. I'm
This, by the
Trippy.
way, is for you.
Wow, oh, she brought one for me? Oh, that's so nice. Hi. Hi, Lovey. Hi, how are you? Good, how are you?
So make sure you take this. I promise to deliver this.
Okay, thank you. Okay, Lainey's just parking the car.
Okay.
And then she'll leave
So,
it. Oh, wow. So, this is so pretty.
thank you.
Okay. So let me try. Do you
Right.
do that?
We typically don't do that. What kind
Okay.
of graphics would they be?
I don't know. I told them to let me ask you before
Right.
they even
The reason
sent me
why we
anything.
don't do it is because we don't know where to place them, and we don't want.
Stuff from them and just give it to you, and if you
If you
think
have
it
it,
works.
if you have it, yes. If
Okay.
you have, well, you can email it to me with like the
With
the
all the
contact
information.
information.
Okay.
And then if
I'll
it's,
do that.
if there is, I thought I saw something like that.
Okay.
Andy, what's the Chinese restaurant you usually go to?
We don't.
So cool.
You've never gone?
I mean, pretty much never.
Oh my gosh, no, you look beautiful. How are you?
Good.
You look so pretty today. I really love that lace.
Oh, you can borrow this anytime. I mean, I can go big
thank
for
you.
you.
Oh gosh, no.
It's just for 11/11, but it's like not even this season. It's last year. or
But I think
before.
for Love Lemons is timeless.
Yeah, anytime. I've so
Oh.
many of these clothes and
I would really appreciate it.
Yeah.
It's like interesting about the Andrew show to you. She's so nice.
she's funny, huh?
She's hilarious.
Yeah, she's really cool. Yeah, it's good. Really cute. And what is
Oh my god.
Will you text me when you
Oh my god, I told her
Is
to
that
drop.
okay?
Yes.
Text me. Yeah, tell her I have her book.
Luck.
not really. There's a bunch of Chinese places, but none of them have those.
Really?
So far.
All right.
I'm still looking.
Serena, what's your number?
Hey. 310-984-060.
Come on.
Chef Serena.
I tried just Googling it, but there's not.
You need, just in DoorDash, you Google the thing in DoorDash?
Yeah, but that's what I'm
Well,
trying.
can you do that on broad search for the whole thing, the whole system?
Oh, well, not like for the specific thing for a restaurant.
Do you want
but-
video?
Well, they do,
Or
but
do you wanna,
I'll
It
take
will.
both. Like, whichever you want to, either would be great, because I don't know what we'll do with, like,
okay.
I just give it to like, the
The
people.
team,
Yeah, and then they do stuff with
Wait,
it.
but this is the one I just tried.
Oh, does California, yeah, California Walk has it, do they deliver here?
So,
Do they deliver here?
Yeah.
You do?
You want regular or small?
Small is good.
so I just got back
And
from
then
New York
we'll taste it.
to see her
I got
show.
desserts in my food things.
And do you think I'll go to New York for then January? Are you from there?
No, I'm from Michigan, but I actually might, because one of my best girlfriends is having her baby shower. I'm
You have
January.
to- Okay, I told her I posted about it, so I'll post about it later, but it's Kerry
More than
Washington.
appetizers, probably.
She's like, you know, the scandal.
Yeah.
Okay, so it's her show,
Most
it's my client, and it's amazing. Like, if you get a chance to go and watch it, it's maybe, I don't know, maybe 2 hours. And I mean, obviously every night she has people that like her VIP,
Yeah.
that she has to
But
meet.
most
But
popular
if you go out
they
there
don't
and
have
let me
appetizers.
know, and try and see,
Oh,
if
thank you,
I could get you
Serena.
in and meet with her,
Oh,
like,
I would love
she's
that.
amazing, I love her. And then I got to meet Gary Vee. Is this okay?
Oh, yeah.
So,
Because it's like too short, so I figured.
No, with the
And I'm
long boots
sitting,
and stuff.
Now you know that your
Yeah,
doctor
it's not
exists,
the
what's the
show.
situation?
Yeah.
See if you want to-
And then I got to meet Gary Vee.
What?
For,
So you know there.
Yeah.
What a trip.
Hi.
Jordan Kelsey's assistant.
Oh, hi. Good to see you again. Oh, thanks.
Let's just test
She
it.
should be here any minute.
Let's
Oh,
test it.
that's fine. My sister's parking her car too, and I think she had said, but yeah, he's so great. He's so cool. Let me see if I can get, because they sometimes reached out to me through Instagram to be part of the like influencer like group.
That is so cool.
Goes back to that,
Yeah,
like,
she sent me an email, like, if you're
Oh,
in
You're jewelry, you
Because I
have
had
socks.
spray tan, so I was like, I took everything off. Yeah, I felt
Well, your
better.
hair and makeup looks perfect, so it totally distracts and feel.
So we'll put stuff up here. This is the Just Add Water. And then we usually put like her products or here. She texted me, she called me, it was like during Summit.
Yeah.
So I was
totally.
like crazed.
Oh, I can
And so-
imagine. Yeah.
And so
I'll definitely
I
tell
was
her.
like, yeah,
Reach
I'm
out
like,
again.
yeah, because she wants to do, be on each other's
Yeah.
show. So I'm like, okay.
I know,
and
it's
then
so easy. You guys are
it's-
both at the same place, definitely. Do you usually do Wednesdays?
I can pick out a couple days in advance. I know
Right.
she has like set days, which
Yeah,
I wish I could just
I
have a
know,
set
but
day,
but then
it's
it
too
also makes
hard.
it hard because right when it doesn't work for so
Right?
long.
Yeah.
So she's definitely trying to figure it out.
Yeah, so yeah, just let her know.
I definitely
that
will.
I absolutely love
Pop it.
So, yeah, pop it up.
Pick a whip, but one that takes shorter than the other. You didn't get what?
Did you get a chance to edit the one from God?
The smooth saw. Why, you did not,
I didn't get a link, so just when you get a chance.
is it not on your website? You look on your, go to, Serena Bugs.
Oh, I can just do that and leave it
Yeah,
up to
well,
you.
let's look it on the computer, because I don't know about linking up to YouTube, but, all right.
Jordan, what do you want to put in on?
On this one?
Something white?
If you had something white, I think that would be perfect.
Something white.
All right, keep going. Let's go to,
Upside down.
Is it a restaurant search, or is that a green search? Hello there.
Wow.
Hi, yeah, we made some adjustments.
All right, everybody need a cup of job?
Yes?
Yeah. Okay. I know that this is where we're not doing well. Yeah.
No, forget, that's the name of it. Where's all the Chinese places up? It's not that big, that one, is it?
I don't know. It says,
Click it. It doesn't say where it's from?
it just says it's like 30.
I want it from them, that's not.
Yeah.
Chin chin. That's not Chinese.
Wait, I'm confused.
That works.
So do you want chin chin?
No.
Which one do you want more?
Probably, let's go back to, I like the, what's the one we have first?
California one.
Yeah, California. Easy to- see what else. How many minutes is that saying?
48 to 58. It usually is quicker, but hard to tell. Okay.
All right, so.
Chow main's good. No?
You scroll down, well, then I know what I'm getting, so I don't see anything else. What else is the most popular stuff?
Chicken fried rice.
What do you like?
Well, for you.
Wait, are you guys ordering food?
Yeah.
Yes. Hello there. So I want to show you how to, show you how to get, her website.
Oh, the channel?
Well, yes, because, she said that you have to be edit the other stuff,
Yeah, he did already, and I
So
just
to
didn't
get this, you have
realize.
to right click on it, open it in a new window, and then you'll see the URL there. And
that's
then
what
you're
we
able to
copy.
download it.
Yeah, that's how we do it.
how we do it. Wait, I did not even recognize you. Hi. How are you? You look like different.
Oh my god, I like them. 2 seconds. I love your glasses.
They're blue like that.
No way.
Because I've been getting like headaches from looking at the computer all day. And they, I put it on headaches.
Yeah, that's such a good idea.
Loss
It's
and
great.
everything that
Maybe what else
that
do you
entails.
want?
It's
Yeah.
part of life, but it doesn't make it any easier.
He did.
It was crazy. Oh my god.
So on my phone, I had a notification under my photos, which I've never seen a notification for my photo app, like just iPhotos, I don't know if you've ever, I've never seen.
Right.
out of nowhere. So I'm like, that's so weird. And so I open it, and it's all pictures of my grandma. It's just a collage of her, like just all of them. And it wasn't her birthday, it wasn't anything. It was literally like right before midnight, before Thanksgiving was the next day. And obviously it's our first Thanksgiving with her.
Oh, it's just like thin noodles.
And it was all pictures of her. I'd never seen it before.
That is absolutely, it's so funny because as I was getting ready today, I thought of you. Sorry, Joy, I'm not trying to disconnect you from the conversation. I was like, Serena's gonna see a psychic, and a psychic or a medium that's going to connect her and sitting down and having this conversation and connection with your grandma.
Wow.
So I think maybe like within the next year, it'll happen.
for sure.
Yeah. So beautiful. Okay.
I'm gonna use the restroom really quick. I don't know why they don't have it.
Oh, they changed it in here.
Oh, but they totally changed everything.
Yeah.
Dumplings, you said?
Oh,
And now you're like, wait a second. It's like, I
Wait,
love
this
this.
is-
This is an old house.
yes.
got,
Because your mom is up.
Yeah,
She come every week.
Now, hot stickers. Yeah, she was really into it.
And then it tapered. Yeah. Okay. I need to change it.
No, he looks super good, and all the magic cut stuff was really out. I did like one of each, it wasn't too much of everything, yeah. I did like a good.
Oh,
And then I forgot to come here.
Okay, no problem.
So,
Oh,
like we can move for a little bit
Yeah.
after.
Yeah.
Just to remind me to keep my meter.
perfect.
Because okay, great. And then because my appointment in Gardner Road was until 3:30.
Okay. Yeah.
And it's like about
1 hour. Okay.
I was like, she goes, I have an appointment at 1:45. We said, Dylan was there, the construction worker.
My health is now
Back like, because of you,
Next time, tell me, and I'll bring you guys my house.
no, keep
I think
Chef.
we,
Speaking of a chef, I have potentially the best business idea for you.
Okay, something we can do together?
Yes.
Okay.
and you're like,
Grab
curl,
that book.
yeah.
Like, you're amazing.
I'm
First-
going to
I know,
Right here.
that's why I said this. I got back home after going to the gym.
I think once you
So,
run it, it turns
I'm
on.
reading this book.
11:10, and I left my house
Right.
at 11:30.
Say,
Oh my God.
I want to make this,
And
right?
Wow, you made it in record timing.
yeah,
Yeah.
So when I got to the house, it was 11:10. I left. Yeah.
This is for you.
Ooh, awesome. Can we have it while we're filming or no?
Yeah.
Okay,
So
great.
we put the stuff down.
Great, let's do it.
This is this.
It's just my.
Okay, so you're a chef.
Yes.
So in this day and age, tell me why I can't take my phone
Yeah.
right now, scan this with a QR code, you know what that is?
Those little.
That's right.
things.
And have exactly,
I know. I was going to wait for you just to be like, it was so
I don't have it, what do you want, I have it
good.
sent to your house?
not sent by
This
mail,
house,
you're bringing it
yeah,
out.
like this.
That's right.
That's really good.
Now, within that, of course, you know, think about it.
Oh, you know what they,
I don't
Jordan,
know.
they did this really cool thing. I'll bring
I
out
would
the
uncheck,
card.
it knows the common things that you probably have. So
Yeah.
you can break up the cards,
Yeah.
this is the stuff you probably have,
Yeah.
this is, you know, you can uncheck anything.
Yeah.
But I just want just this, one click, but it also, you sort of, you know, I want it to be curated to know that it's coming from a good place. I don't want to get some rocks.
It's gonna come from Whole Foods or Air One.
I want it to come from wherever you're directing it to,
Yeah,
because that's part of the service, because I can
Yeah.
get it all Ralph's.
yeah.
But I want it to be a premium experience, where you actually partner with Whole Foods, and you actually only offer the recipes that can be made at Whole Foods, because they might not have everything.
Right.
And that's fine, you know, but you would either write the book, you would, you know, you would,
Partnerships in mind.
that's right, in which case you would have to write the book. But if you want to retrofit current, they're popular, I don't, it's easier, but you don't own the books. I'm just saying, you know, you're a chef, so in your world, how can you apply that idea to business?
You guys have some for the back, right?
Oh, yeah, no, it's fully.
Yeah.
How's that business? Is my question.
I don't know.
All right, and, right, and, you know, it is somewhat localized, so what you can do is, and it's not a, because you're not gonna get those. Sure, they have a website, you can go on the website and probably click it too, I get that. But
you know, it's sort of the marketing of the cookbook, because all you'd be talking is about that amazing thing. We have this breakfast, we're partners with Whole Foods and everything else. One of the keys would probably be an actual partnership with, which is what you can do.
Yeah.
Is once you make that affiliation, so you're gonna go in there and say, hey, Whole Foods guy, you know, I wanna send people here to buy stuff. You know, who's gonna say no? You know, as long as you can say that, you know, you're partners with Whole Foods, you know, can I put your logo next to my recipes? And say, so again, if you're making the cookbook from scratch, you wouldn't have to worry about that. But I'm pretty sure in this day and age, most of the stuff is there. And you know, if it's not, you know, it's not the biggest part in the world. So it could be an insert, or it could be a website. Whatever it is.
You've done Constance.
The QR code, you know, the printed book would be QR code. And now there's a QR code reader book. But the key is it has to be totally sealed. I'm ordering, you know, give me, you know, can of soda. Maybe that would be even better, by the way. And that's another genius thing. Saying, you know what goes great again? The bottle of wine. Well, who's not going to upsell the wine? Right? You can't upsell the cookbook, right? And you know, is it date night? You know, you can make a date night now. You can get the flowers. You can send you flowers. All of it. You have that cachet. You put all that time in branding on. I can't do it. They're not going to go chef in. He's not a chef. So it needs a chef. And you have that perfect cachet to pull it. Now you didn't do a cookbook, right?
No, actually, now I have the name. It's going to be Culinary Lounge. So, it just came to me in September. So that's what we have. It's already gone to the patent office. That's getting trademarked. We have.
No, I was trying to, because they don't deliver till 5. So I got a new place though, Chicken Chop Suey, and they have dumplings. Do you want that?
Yeah.
Okay.
So you see?
So, so I have that. I have the website. I have the Culinary Lounge book. I have the website. Didn't we buy the book too? Yeah. So we have all that.
So
that was in.
That's today's idea of the year. That's your book, by the way. I have my own copy. Thank you very much.
Oh, brilliant.
Do you need my credit card for that?
Okay.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay. Ready? Yeah.
And then there were books down.
Because I never see my friends because I follow too many people.
Oh, you mean delete people you follow? Let's take one there.
Hey, Rainey, will you help me take pictures? Okay, that's fine.
What do we display?
What's yours in? Kelsey's got some products. So.
Oh, the products there?
Okay. I like to do snap.
Isn't that say 4 5 points?
Oh, yeah, it is. So that's so cute. It says not right. What?
Hold on, I'm gonna light on.
Oh, yeah. Lighting up in here. Woohoo!
Wow.
So professional.
I know.
Got it.
Done?
Oh, nice.
I love it.
Yeah.
It's just
Oh, so like, is that so phony?
It was so much harder than it had.
All right.
Ready?
Okay.
Oh, yes, hi! Because I did a listener show with you guys. How are you?
Remember this subscription box. is
Yes,
still going
good memory. Yes, it's still going. We just actually moved into a fulfillment center. So every day it was like, you guys move the boxes here.
That's what it's supposed to be.
Yeah,
Like
small
an entrepreneur.
family business
Small
starts
family
with
business.
everybody in the family.
Well, I remember, the box was limited, right? There was only a certain amount.
There's only a certain amount, and now we've changed it a little bit so that we have all individual products as well available, because we found that people really,
That's what Fat Tip Fun does.
yeah, oh really? Ah, interesting. Did you know that, George?
No, I didn't.
I know them, because I've done events with them.
What about them? Because they want to do a partnership with me.
Fat Tip Fun? You want to do a partnership with everybody?
No, but like, not the kind of partnership. It's like a different. It's maybe the verticals this year.
That's great.
I should talk to them.
Well, I know the CEO, I did an event with them.
Oh, yeah.
But yeah, absolutely.
They started to do some video.
Yeah, that's what they want me to do.
Oh, that'd be
But actually a
great.
bunch of other stuff too, I don't know. But I feel like they do all these different partnerships. So people put this is something new that they're creating.
But if they're doing something new, I think that would actually be.
Only video.
Video. Okay, let's get wired up, ladies. Here we go, here we go, here we go. Take these off so you can make your stuff look nice on there.
Thank you. Does it matter which one is which?
So I
Do you
think
have a
we're gonna
specific
have to
one?
move this over here like
Whatever
this.
you want.
No, because they're not gonna see it over here. So let's move it over here, right? Are they gonna see it there?
What I want to do is I want to put something behind her. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put it, oh, they're going to see it in the center camera.
They are? Okay.
But, yeah, we'll just keep it up front, that's fine.
Yeah?
You're gonna pick them up? Just make sure when you pick them up,
You put 'em
I've got
back.
more displays if you want.
Okay.
Let me get the more displays. Yeah,
I just
pick them
wanna
up,
make
make sure
sure
you put
they
it back
can
where
see it.
where it
Oh,
came
you're so
from.
sweet.
That one's.
And then did you?
Which one, babe?
The one, the card that's on the floor.
Oh, and let's take some of this too. Rainey, do you mind?
What?
This one goes with the, okay, cool.
I was putting it on the corner, yeah.
Like
There
that?
you go. There's another one. If you need that.
Thank you so
Okay,
much.
perfect.
I'll put it like that, Jor.
Oh yeah, that's good. Or maybe have this like
Yeah,
next
yeah,
to it or something.
Something so.
No, like.
I don't think we need it.
You sure? Yeah. Okay, like this.
I think that's cute.
Yeah, I got those, yeah.
There you go. Okay.
And then we can do it after. We can take. Actually, what time is it? Okay, we're gonna have to hurry. So. Okay. Let's see. Okay.
Cute.
Yeah, you look adorable.
You look adorable.
So you kind of want to be in between the two
Mommy.
cups. Oh, that's kind of perfect. See how the cups are down
I
there?
was like, I have no idea where I'm looking. Right
In this middle one? So you want to
Nope,
move over
this
a little bit? Yeah.
All right, let's get wired up.
And we're right
Which we
back.
did not do. I will set you up. You're gonna be to that camera there. Yeah,
There.
perfect, something like that. You're,
Thank you.
there you go.
Woohoo!
Yay.
Woohoo.
So,
All right, come on up.
Okay, sorry. Just when I got my seat right.
Right,
Doing the two
exactly.
cups.
Here you go, I'm gonna do the front here.
Okay.
I know. That's perfect. This is good. Yeah. Yep.
You have to check back the tape. I don't know if that was the same hair as last
It
time.
wasn't. I had longer hair. Boom. Damn, you're good. You more of anything good, or is it all just she looks older,
Stop
she looks
it.
more
Yeah.
mature?
You know.
Say the nice words.
Okay, you look amazing. Yeah, you were very moved by your last interview. I was very excited about that box because for a variety of reasons. Okay, so we're just going to make sure that that stays
Keeps
in
tucked.
there.
You bet. Thank you
And
very
You're going to
much.
be angled this way. so
Okay,
I want
great.
to see that. All right. Here we go.
Thank you.
Serena, here we go. Let's see what you got.
Serena, who's your next guest?
Valerie from Audacity.
Oh.
More center this time, so you don't have hair issues. Try to keep it away from the hair, but as close to your turned head as possible.
Me too, me too. Hi.
I know.
Okay, good. I just want to make sure. Hi.
Go, turn around.
And Digma's here.
Get that
Let's say
partnership,
hi.
but that's supermarket and you want gold.
You know who I met and I've stayed in touch with too in March is Beth. I don't know her last name is Gason, but she's the VP. She's been with Whole Foods since the beginning.
Call her up.
At I met her at Expo West.
And she'll say she's heard of the idea, but just take it from there.
Right? Hold on a second. I'm gonna do a little. Okay, ready? We're back. Go on.
Hello.
Serena Loves TV.
Serena
Yay.
loves TV and I love Serena.
And I
Okay.
love her. Okay.
Cute.
There you go.
So cute.
Okay.
Great.
So-
Right between the cups.
I think yeah. Perfect.
Look at that.
And then, did you want any?
Yeah, of course. I'll drink
Okay.
some.
Yeah, you know, if you want to.
Yeah, there's stuff in there.
Okay, good. I'm stuck.
Tell me when you're sitting, tell me when you're gonna sit, Serena, and I will,
mic on the, with the hair, Reed?
yeah.
Mike with the hair.
Mike with the hair. That's my mic. All right, here we go.
She's got so much gorgeous hair.
Just add water and green juice every day.
Yep, I
That's
remember.
right.
All right, so is that how you're gonna sit?
I don't know. Should I cross?
No, I'm looking up here to make sure that that's.
Well, I'm looking to- nope,
This is a
don't
new couch,
cross.
So I wanna make sure that you're sitting good, all right? Adjust this just a little bit.
Center into it.
Okay.
Center into this, a little bit over one way or the other.
I'm far from you.
Right there. Yep. That's
There
better for
you
the angle.
go.
Okay.
And,
I'm gonna cheat and
and I'm gonna roll here.
Gonna step like you.
I have to because it looks bad if I don't.
No, I get it.
Yeah.
You're being very good. You're reminding me.
And you like,
I did the Reiki already.
I know.
Yeah. I love you.
we're gonna mostly talk about that.
Great.
And like, and anything else that you want, but that's what I'll lead into.
You lead me and I'll follow you.
And then like, let's try and figure out when we can do lunch or something. Because that'll be after I have another surgery. It was always it's the part two.
Yeah.
In 2 weeks,
Uh-huh.
but much more minor. Than that, but there's gonna be a lot coming up in 2019. So the company, just between the two of us,
Yeah, of
right,
course.
is Zeal,
Z-E.
Zeel,
Uh-huh.
massage company. But they're making a transition into more than just massage.
Amazing.
So there's a chance for us to like, well, they want me to maybe like do these like surgeries,
Amazing.
but where I can curate people that like, and they have, I mean, they're international now, so be really
That's
good.
great.
Right.
I mean, and also you can let me know how I can help you. I don't know. Have you done a lot of different retreats before? So let me help you too.
Okay.
Even if it's not with me, like I can help you.
Okay.
Like figure out the right setup because it's. I've done so many of them that.
Okay, yeah, I know. That's why I was like, you let me any help I'll take because
Yeah.
I don't have to worry about anything about venues or any of that. They have all of that.
No, they're doing it.
All right.
But let's chat. Yeah.
Yeah.
Stand by one more time.
No, but my face looks like funky. But this is why sometimes you need to have the filter just so you feel better, even though
Yeah,
no one else.
it's like making me sweat a little looking at my square face.
Okay,
But with Serena, we're gonna have a good time.
we're just gonna have fun. Yeah, we're just gonna have fun. So yeah, it'd be fun to
All right.
figure
Here we
some
go.
stuff out with that. Okay,
we go.
I have to do my spiel,
Do your spiel, girl.
and then
Spiel
and
it
I'm
up.
not. Is my hair in mic?
Nope.
You're good. Remember, intro into that camera, outro into here. And if you're going to ask her anything, when you outro, both look at this camera at the very end. And
Okay.
And I'm looking here though.
You're looking at her.
I'm looking at her.
Oh, you're looking.
Great.
At Okay.
All right. As soon as you see yourself, let's take it.
What? Ready? Okay.
Ready.
I hope this is not live streaming. That's happened a couple times. Okay. I can go? Whenever?
Go.
Hi guys, my name is Serena Poon and welcome to my show, Serena Loves. As a celebrity chef, nutritionist, and entrepreneur, I'm incredibly passionate about helping others live their best life through methods I call culinary alchemy, which is the combination of education, integrative and functional nutrition, and healing and intuitive energy. From all different backgrounds who have overcome challenges in their own personal journeys to have the success they have today. And today, I'm so happy to introduce you.
No.
You are, I mean, there's so many things I want to tell the whole world about you. You're just such a magical soul. You have, well, you're a spiritual empowerment coach. You have a podcast, this amazing new podcast I'd love for you to share about in a bit with Ryan. You are the founder of Magic Vibes, which I love, and that is, for everyone, a seasonal spiritual subscription company, right?
Yep.
And all the beautiful things I want you to share about shortly. And then what I would love for us to dive into is how you're this Reiki master, and that's how I came to be connected with, and that's how that feathered out into everything else.
Of course. Well, first, I'm honored and I'm so proud of you to have this show and just for all the things that you're doing in the world. And you know, I also feel like it's important for people to know that you are certified in Reiki as well, that you've done both your level 1 and 2, and I'm sure that you will be continuing the journey. And, you know, for me and with Reiki, it really wasn't, it's almost like it wasn't something that I even had an option about. It sort of found me the way that many things in a lot of our lives, how that happens is something finds you, is you didn't maybe plan to do a training or I never planned. Yes, to many people that is what they say, but it's more that I feel like I have tapped into a part of me that's always been there. And I came to Reiki really on my knees. I had a lot of chronic back pain. I had crazy anxiety, and I just felt like I was not in flow. And I really questioned, like, pretend that everything is great and I'm okay. So that, I was owning a fitness studio at the time, and we were doing a wellness day, and a woman came in and she was a friend of a friend and did Reiki, and I was like, sure, we can add that to the mix of things that we're giving to people today. And that was how I started with Reiki, is I met her and I had no idea what was happening. My anxiety was totally rampant because I was like, what is she doing? Like, I kind of feel her around me, but I don't. And so I was really weirded out by it.
Right.
And then I felt great after. So I kept seeing her. And that led to me saying, you know what, I should learn this for myself. Not for anybody else, but for me.
Yeah.
Which led to Reiki 2, which led to the 3, which led to teacher. So it wasn't a planned path by any means. In fact, if you had told me when I worked on Capitol Hill in Washington, D.C. that I was going to be a Reiki healer, I'd be like, ha ha.
Right.
Jokes on you. So yeah, I think that's how, to me, I'm really grateful for it now, because my whole passion is to help people release any unnecessary suffering. There is suffering in the world. We all experience it at some time, but my hope and intention is to help end unnecessary suffering.
Right. That's so beautiful.
So
I love that. And I don't think that many people know your whole story from having come from Capitol Hill, and I'm assuming that's where all this anxiety was coming from, or maybe
yeah, I would
different
say
aspects of life.
It wasn't just Capitol Hill. I think I grew up in North Dakota, and I had a mom who suffered a lot with chronic depression, and she had chronic pain, and you know, for a long time she would just manage, and she was a rock star, you know, making cookies and having a full-time job and all these different, and caring for people so much that we would get calls in the middle of the night and my mom would go pick up a student by a garbage truck who had just, you know, been kicked out of their house or so her love was endless. But she also had a lot of her own internal struggles, and you don't really talk about that in the Midwest at the time. So for me, I think I learned that you don't, that feelings, what are feelings, you know? So I learned how to just bottle up all of my emotions, and I was so busy, Serena. I was constantly doing. I constantly went from this thing to that, to that, to that, to that, to that. So I never had time alone. And I think just as you get older and as things change in life, I started to have more time alone, and I realized how anxious I was and that my mind was always racing and I had pain. So that was kind of how the journey started.
Wow. See, that's beautiful, and I think that that gives other people so much sort of inspiration and hope, because you know, we go to these jobs after college, or, you know, we just kind of get on this path where we're doing what we think we should be doing. And like you said, we get so busy that we don't really get a chance to stop and take a breath and think about what we're not doing and all that we're doing, you know, and kind of find that space to heal yourself. You know?
Totally.
So, you know, I think that's a good reminder for people to say, hey, you might be in this right now, and it feels like you can't breathe, and it feels like there are options, but like you can go from A to B in this beautiful way, and look at how it's transformed your life.
My life is transformed, and even, you know, and it keeps being transformed. You know, I think that's the beauty of all this work, is I'm sure you've seen it with clients regarding food and their relationship with it.
Oh,
and
100%.
Some people go really, they dive so deep and they go into the deep end, and it's not sustainable.
No.
Because they they're in it, and then suddenly they forget they've used all their energy, and they don't have enough to keep going.
And that's not life either.
Right,
you know, like
right.
life is ever evolving, and you can't plan for every single minute.
Ebb and flow. Everything is constantly changing with us. It's like, I say this analogy to my students, do you ever look at the sky and say, wow, I love the way that sky to not keep changing?
No.
You know that it's going to keep changing. And I think if we could let that be a mirror to our lives, and our lives are always going to be changing, it will give a little more softness and space to accepting that change.
100%. That's actually a beautiful analogy. I don't think I've heard you use that one before, and I think I might borrow it.
Yeah, of course you can.
You know, if
yeah.
you think about it, it's true. We look up, and a minute later, the clouds are in a
It's
completely
different.
different place, and it's still just as beautiful, and the day is just as perfect for what it is.
We're having sound problems. We're gonna have to swap out your mic back, Kelsey.
Mine?
Yeah, so
Sure.
we're gonna take it back. Let me have the mic back for now. Yeah, so you can leave that wire, leave that wire.
Okay.
Ask the last question you asked.
I don't really remember my last question, so we'll just talk about something else.
You can just talk about your analogy.
Oh, the analogy.
Oh, yeah.
Did you get the whole analogy thing? The cloud?
Just redo it.
Yeah, just redo it.
Okay, you bet.
I'm not positive.
Okay.
You got it.
I love the analogy. That's got to be in there. That's beautiful.
I got it on video, so.
Yeah.
Okay.
If anything, we got it on Instagram, guys.
Yay.
We have on social. Yeah.
Is Minjigma still there? Oh, she's good. Okay. She what? Okay. But anyway, yeah, because I love to know like your guidance and the book stuff. I want to talk to you about. Yeah.
Thank you.
All right. Go ahead, Kelsey. Go ahead, count.
Can I just leave it on the couch?
Yeah, just put it to your right side.
Yeah,
It's fine.
got it.
All right.
She can just go right into the cloud thing because it wasn't really a question that led up to it. It's just a beautiful analogy.
All right.
So one of the things that I tell my students sometimes, just related to change, is, you know, you don't look at the sky and see, you love where the cloud is, you love where the sun is, you love that there's space in the sky. You don't ever just look at that and expect it's not going to keep changing.
Right.
So if we could look at that as an analogy to our life and bring that softness and bring that openness and acceptance, that our lives are going to keep changing and evolving, and it's okay to have a bad day. It's okay to have a great day, but none of that defines who you are.
Sure. And that every day is a new day, right?
Yes.
And that's one of the things I always remind myself and my clients of, is that every day is a new day. So you didn't hit all your marks today, it's okay. You get a chance to do it again tomorrow. So
Absolutely.
I really love that analogy, and I'm going to borrow it.
Of course, it's all yours.
I haven't heard that one before, and that's a really beautiful one. So thank you. Okay, so I want everyone to know about Magic Vibes, and I'm sure there's a lot of people that are